Lettuce Eat and welcome to my channel. Today you see a variety of ingredients. I have my leftover chicken, an onion, a bouillon cube, celery, a cream soup, some canned carrots. I don't use fresh carrots a lot because it's very hard to get them tendered. I have another can of cream soup, butter spray, chicken broth, and my spices with some Bisquick, not a sponsor. I also have my liner for my crock pot that I'm going to be putting into my crock pot in a minute here. I'm going to make crock pot chicken and dumplings, and on that note, let's get right to it. I'm going to put my liner into my crock pot. Just makes cleanup a lot easier, especially with sticky food dinners. As I said, I'm going to be making crock pot chicken and dumplings. I will be making my dumplings from my Bisquick later on because they will get too soft and soggy. I'm going to start by adding some of my broth. I normally do my own broth, but I got the stock that I wanted to use. I'm going to put a little well in there, about 1/4 cup. I'm going to get my cutting out of my way. I keep this wrapped in paper towels because I have said in the past it helps keep my celery fresher longer. And I'll be putting new paper towels around it just because it does get wet. I'm going to use 3 celery stalks. I am tongue-tied this morning. I'm going to use my knife to cut my celery. I don't know if you hear the sirens in the background, but I'm out in the country, so they hear sirens, and the village is very odd. So I don't know if that's a cop, an ambulance, or a fire truck. I did not hear the fire company sound off this morning. It does sound off at every day at noon. I'm not going to dice these. I'm going to give it about 1 inch. Because my husband likes the bite and the taste of the celery. Put it into the crock pot. I use the tops of the celery where all the flavor and fragrance is to make the foods taste wonderful. To get the first layer off, so I'm going to get the ends off, cutting it as thin as possible, and put it into my garbage bowl. And I'm going to cut it in half. Do be careful around sharp objects, including can lids. My can lid dropped yesterday and I cut myself. And I went through editing and did not even see where it happened. So I pulled through like a pro and was able to get my toe bandage up and stop the bleeding pretty quickly. Even YouTubers get hurt on set. Of the onion. I'm going to save that rest of that onion. I'll step away from time to time when I'm cutting onions because my eyes burn. And I rub the stainless on my sink. It seems to counteract the burning sensation. It works every time. I don't find the holding your breath trick works very well. Okay, that is nice and diced. Or even minced. Scrape that into the crock pot. I'm going to go ahead and rinse my knife and my cutting board so I can cut the chicken. Add my bouillon cube. Okay, this is my chicken. I cooked this the other day. I'm going to add all that into the crock pot. I'm going to remove the chicken first, because that's where all the flavoring and the chicken is. Add it to the well of the broth that I put into the pot. I'm going to take the chicken, I'm going to shred it by hand. I'm going to even leave the tiny bones into the crock pot just because of COVID-19 and you need all that nutrition. So this will be semi-homemade bone-in broth, chicken and dumplings. Just take that off the cutting board and put it into the crock pot. My hands are washed. Quick wipe down. Water running in the background because I'm going to rinse my carrots. Anything's been sitting in a can for a really long time, like vegetables or some different types of fruit, you should seriously rinse it off. Usually let it run for about 60 seconds, sometimes 90 seconds, a minute and a half. That way it gets all the stuff from the cans that it's been sitting for a long time. Just adjust you a little bit. I got my chopped onion. I like to add just a teaspoon for extra flavor. 3 teaspoons of garlic. And I'm going to add 3 teaspoons of fresh black hot pepper. My glasses are slipping. That's about 3 teaspoons. And about a teaspoon of salt. I don't like to cook with salt, but I use the sea salt when I do. I get the big variety from our bulk store. BJ's. I'm going to add the cream soups. But I am not going to dilute this. I'm going to let the broth incorporate with the cream soups and have them marry together. And just give this a good mix. Again, I left the small bones into the mixture for the bone marrow. I am going to add, I've decided, about a half a cup of water. But I didn't dilute the soup. You can pour the water on top of it. And you can add a pinch of flour to thicken it, like about a teaspoon. And I'm going to show you what the chicken and dumplings mixture looks like before I do the dumplings, which I'll be making them out of Bisquick. Here's my chicken and dumplings mixture. I will be doing my dumplings in a little while. As I said, I'll be making them with Bisquick. I think I might try my stand mixer with them so they'll come out a little softer and not like a biscuity kind of texture. I want them to be a little flaky, so I'm going to add a little butter to the recipe. I will post my recipe onto the description box for the chicken mixture as well as the dumplings from Bisquick. You can use all-purpose flour. I prefer to use Bisquick for that type of thing. I even posted in my group today a recipe for easy pie crust because the holidays are coming and people want to do from scratch and homemade dishes and baked goods. That's really easy to do to make an open-faced apple pie. You can even make a double batch and close the apple pie up. I also started a website today. You can go to Suzanne Ridgway with Lettuce Eat on your Chrome search and look for my picture of me with my Nikon camera and click on the links to go directly to YouTube or the Facebook group so you can subscribe to my YouTube channel as well as join my Facebook group. But at this time, please like my video, please subscribe, and have a great day.